Hi, this is Professor Seth Chandler from the University of Houston Law Center, and I wanted to explore with you today a new large language model called Claude 2. It's put out by Anthropic, and many are touting it as a competitor to ChatGPT 3.5, if not ChatGPT 4. The main advantage that I can see for legal professionals is that it has what's called a much larger context window, meaning it can read in a lot more material at a time, including, as we're going to explore, legal cases. So what I'm going to do is I've downloaded the Biden versus Nebraska case decided recently by the Supreme Court, and I'm just going to feed it into Claude and see what it can make of it. So I'm going to say, please read in this case and summarize it for me. Okay, and so I'm now just taking a PDF file and dropping it in there, and let's see what it can do. This is in real time, so there's no time compression, so you'll get a sense as to how long it takes to figure this out. This is something that ChatGPT could not do because the file is too big for ChatGPT to handle at once. Well, it would probably help if I press the send button. All right, so now we'll get the timing. Go. And you can see that it's thinking. It seems to know it's about the Supreme Court. That's good. And come on, Claude. I did test this out this morning and it was reasonable. Okay, here we go. It's dealing with the standing issue, pointing out that according to the majority, if this state entity is harmed, that's a harm to the state itself, certainly a point of great controversy. It talks about the major questions doctrine. All right, so it's able to read in the entire document, which is a great start. Let's see if it can answer questions. There are various opinions of the justices in the case. Please tell me who wrote each opinion and summarize their major contentions in 3 bullet points each. So let's look at the speed here. This is actually requiring a fair amount of thought. I think it's certainly going to be able to do this faster than I could. Whether it will do it as well remains to be seen. But let's see what we've got here. Dead air is not great on YouTube videos or otherwise. But I do want to be honest, at least at the outset. Here we go. Okay. Okay. I think this is a pretty good summary of the Supreme Court opinion here. All right. Let's ask it some questions. Why did Justice Roberts find standing even though the state of Missouri itself would not seem to be perceptibly hurt by the Biden plan to what should we call it? Limit student loan repayments. Okay, it's thinking, so I would say it is a little slower than ChatGPT. On the other hand, it's dealing with a more complicated document, and so perhaps this pace is acceptable. All right, let's see what answers it gave. Yes, Mohila stood to lose revenue. That's true. Okay, Roberts finds a precedent saying harm to the instrumentality is harm to the state itself. Okay, why did Justice Kagan disagree with Justice Roberts on standing? All right, let's see if Justice Kagan felt that the ability of Mohila itself to sue was really important. That is, I've read the opinion, and Justice Kagan points out that Mohila is nowhere to be seen here, and she thinks it's peculiar that if Mohila has been hurt, Mohila hasn't bothered to sue. Of course, there could be political reasons why Mohila has decided not to sue. Here we go, let's see. All right, so she points out legal and financial independence. Debt relief did not directly harm Missouri, manipulating standing law. Okay, so I think that's actually quite a good summary of Justice Kagan's point. And let's ask the other question, which is, what are the implications of the decision in this case on the major questions doctrine? Does it revive, well, let's see, is the MQD, let's see if it understands that, a reincarnation of the non-delegation doctrine, or is it something different? What does Justice Barrett's concurrence add to the analysis? Pretty open-ended questions. All right, this requires, I think, some sophisticated level of thought. Let's see how it does. And while it's thinking, I'm going to let you know that Claude is absolutely free to use. You don't need the $20 a month. I found the sign-up process to be extremely easy. Claude does have an API that will let you access it programmatically, although I have not tried that yet, so I can't vouch for how easy that is to do using Python or some other language. I'm going to actually give Claude an A for its ability to handle these doctrines, these larger documents. The answers it's providing look good. Maybe an A- for speed, but I think this is a major development for lawyers seeking to use generative AI and LLMs to analyze case law. I'll probably be back at a later time with some additional discussions of